What's going on, everybody? I hope you all are having a great day today. I think you guys are really going to enjoy today's video, so go ahead and push that like and subscribe button for me, and let's go ahead and get on with the intro. Here we go. Okay, so today's video is going to be actually a comparison video between the Sigma 17 to 50 millimeter lens and the Tokina 11 to 16 millimeter lens. So I'm actually going to be switching from the Sigma and going to this one here in just a second, and then I'm going to show you a bunch of B-roll clips I took comparing how far and how close these lenses can go to. Just a few things to note in these videos. I recorded everything 60 frames per second, slowed it down to 24 in post in Adobe, so therefore it's going to be a lot of slow motion stuff, which makes it really cool and cinematic looking, and it gives you some time to actually see the actual comparison. And I have a whole bunch of stuff up top telling you about the cropping, because I'm using an 80D camera from Canon, so therefore it has a crop sensor on it, which crops in these lenses 1.6. You'll see all the information up top on every single clip, so you understand what is going on. Just start off with, I just want to talk about the lenses very briefly before we go to the actual clips. This is the Tokina 11 to 16. A couple of reasons why I got this lens. It's a wide angle lens. It's great for real estate. It's great for landscape videos, photo stuff like that, and it's also great for action sports. Get that wide angle lens on there, and it looks amazing. So this lens itself costs about $400, depending on where you get it again. It's a really nice lens. It's really well built, really sturdy. There's nothing really, sturdy-wise that's wrong with it. I mean, it's a great lens. Couple of the cons I have with this lens. First of all, the main con that I probably have with it is that the manual focus, the manual focus on it isn't super sharp. What I mean by that is, my Sigma, I can adjust the focus on it really quick and get those really nice shots. The Tokina right here, now this is also the DX2, so I'll talk about that in just a second, but anyway, the manual focus on it is a little bit hard to read on this lens, so therefore you have to spend a little bit more time adjusting the manual focus on it and getting that, crisp, clean look that you're looking for. The manual focus autofocus ring on here is really weird. You have this pop up, pop down method, pop up for auto, pop down for manual focus. It's really weird how they made it, but I mean, I guess it doesn't really hinder me too much. But the other Sigma lens that I have that I'll show you in just a second, that one has something different that I like a little bit better. Going back to the DX2 on here, this is the DX2. They made the original lens. This is the second edition. I think the first edition I read that there's something about vignetting problems on it, so therefore that's the reason why they made the DX2 lens. It's a really nice lens. The lens is about $400, depending on where you get it once again. And really that's about it. It's a nice lens. I do suggest it to you for landscapes, real estate, stuff like that. And it's 11 to 16, so you get some really wide variety range shots there. So let's go ahead and skip on over to the Sigma right now. I'll pop this on the camera, and I'll have the Sigma in my hands in 3, 2, 1. And there we go. We have the Sigma lens in my hand right now. This lens I like a lot for a couple of reasons, or a few reasons anyway. First of all, the manual focus on here is a lot easier to find than what the Tokina is. For some reason, on this lens, the manual focus on it, you can find it really nicely. It's a really nice manual focus, and I do love it. I wish that the Tokina was as quick as this one was, but it's still a really nice lens on both of them. But the manual focus is just a little bit easier to get with this one. The manual focus switch that I was talking about is on the side here, and instead of having this ring that you pop up and down, it's actually on the side here, and it's just a little switch that you flip or switch on and switch off for auto and manual focus. So it's a little bit more professional looking, I'd have to say. The other cool thing about this lens, it has this lock button right here. So let's say you're traveling, you don't want to worry about the lens coming out, whatever. It's actually unlocked right now. You don't want to worry about the lens, popping out like that during travel and getting broken. Put this lock on it, and it won't move on you. And it's really nice. The other nice thing about this lens, it's called an Optical Stabilizer on it. So let's say you're freehanding your DSLR camera and you're trying to get a vlogging shot or something like that. you can put this optical stabilizer on, and it actually floats around the actual lens inside of here. You can hear it floating around. It's really cool. I personally don't use it because I use a glide cam, and when you're using a glide cam between the optical stabilizer, it actually messes with the stabilization inside the lens and actually makes the video worse. So I don't ever record with that on. I use this a lot for close-up face shots. The aperture on both of these, by the way, is a f2.8, so you get really good background blur on both these lenses. But I'd have to say, over anything, this lens kind of tops the Tokina in the form of the manual focus on it is really nice. But if you use an autofocus, I don't use it enough to really say one or the other. But I had to say that manual focus, I'd definitely get to this one. But really, that's the biggest thing. There's just different things here and there that I like about this one better than the Tokina. But the Tokina is a wide-angle lens, so that's about it. So with all that being said, now that you know like my personal preferences and different things about both these lenses, let's go ahead and jump right into the actual B-roll clips. Again, all the information's on the clips that you need to know for each clip. Everything was recorded in 60 frames per second, so just be aware of that, and so forth. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into those clips, and we'll end the video right after those. Hey everyone, how's it going? So this is the Tokina on the 16 millimeter. Yeah, 16 millimeter. I'm just doing the vlogging mode to kind of show you what it looked like in vlogging wise. Nice depth of field, as you can tell. It looks really cinematic. Hey everyone, so I'm holding the camera the same length away from me. This is on the 11 millimeter though. You may tell it's a little wider. Have it blurred behind me with the nice 2.8 aperture depth of field that this lens has, and just show you the vlogging difference between the two. This is the Sigma at 50 millimeter. This is just a vlogging, for instance. You can see how close it is to my face. I usually zoom out quite a bit on this lens, but this is the lens I usually use for close-up in-person action to get the normal face motion. This is the Sigma at 17 millimeter. This is more close to what I would use for a person shooting or something like that, like filming somebody wise. You can see the depth of field looks really clean, really cinematic, and just gets for a nice look. So this is the Sigma at about 50 millimeter. The reason why I did this one is it's in between, I know, but 50 millimeter is what the human eye sees mostly. So this is at about 50 millimeter. This is what it looks like, about arm's length, like vlogging style.